When you look at a dog and the dog looks back at you, there is nothing more true you can say than, "My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways." Do you have difficulty understanding your dog's thoughts? Or do you know what they are before he even thinks them? Before he interrupts your thoughts with a loud cry for justice. He doesn't speak your language, but he wants what he wants. He knows you have it, and he's not going to leave you alone until he gets it. He's not capable of uttering even a single intelligible word, but he still manages to tell you, "That stuff that made you like this, get up and give it to me."
Be gracious to me and hear my prayer.
Do you delay in bringing about justice for him? No, you see that he gets justice, and quickly. Not because you owe him anything, but because you have chosen him, named him, and called him yours. And also because he keeps bothering you and will eventually wear you out if you don't respond. There's this story of a Canaanite woman whose daughter was suffering, being tortured by demons. She would have done anything to help, but she could do nothing. She hears about this guy who people are calling Son of David, but she's a Gentile. What does she know from Son of David? But apparently he's been helping and healing tortured people just like her daughter, and she figures he can do the same for her. So she tracks him down and starts screaming and begging for help, and everyone says, "Send her away. She's making all this noise," but she refuses to give up and keeps begging. The guy tells her, "Yeah, the healing's for the children. It's not meant to be wasted on the dogs." At this point, everyone watching explodes in laughter, and one of them calls out, "God's thoughts are not your thoughts, idiot. You don't belong here. Go away." But she falls to her knees, assumes the posture of a dog, and says, probably through tears, I know I'm a dog, but can I please just have a few crumbs?" And with her eyes, she says, "I know this is how it works in your kingdom." At that very moment, her daughter is healed, without delay. Suddenly, everyone realizes whose thoughts are actually aligned with God's thoughts. He knew what this woman needed before she even asked. Even more than her daughter's healing, she needed the opportunity to demonstrate her determination and flex her faith. And he knew what his disciples needed, even though they never would have thought to ask. They needed to see what it looks like to be humble without being humiliated. And they needed to feel the humiliation of exalting themselves. When a dog asks for something, either sweetly or forcefully, he is not demeaned, not belittled, not disgraced. When a dog humbly presents his helpless, powerless, vulnerable, weak, incapable, and my favorite thesaurus.com entry, up creek without paddle, self, and begs for mercy or justice, it is not humiliating or embarrassing. The total dependence a dog has on the grace of his owner for absolutely everything does not result in an endless series of pathetic transactions. These daily exchanges are sacred, and every time the dog humbles himself and begs, he is exalted to a place of honor in the household. If you poured a month's worth of food on the floor and left your dog to fend for himself, the result would be disaster, and the dog would be very confused. This is take one, where our hero is so appalled by this outrageous conduct that he runs into the tripod and ruins the shot. The daily routine of needing, asking, and receiving is just as important as the food itself. So this is how I learned to pray like a dog. Ask for crumbs and you'll receive a feast. Ask for a lifetime supply of everything all at once so you can be secure and self-reliant, and you will receive nothing. Or maybe you will receive everything and realize the hard way that a few crumbs at a time is a much better deal. When a human being says, "You will be my dog and I will be your handler," your person, it echoes the words of God. Helpless, powerless, vulnerable, weak, incapable, up creek without paddle, exalted to a place of honor. Be humble. Be annoying. Be patient. Be persistent.
Be not like a horse.
Dogs also teach us how to seek and find and knock so the door will be opened, but let's save those for another day.